Hello everybody, and welcome to my first Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. So, we're gonna go to slot A, and I'm gonna delete this in case there's any data on it. Deleted. Now we'll go to actual playing time. Save was completed. So we're gonna go to Adventure Mode, and we'll talk about Trial and Mission later because we can't do either of them at the current time. Now, as you see, we have 6 different characters that we can play as here. We have Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big, and Gamma, or E102Y. And now each of these characters has their own separate storyline that you can play with, and they're all very, very different. And as soon as we complete all of these storylines, we'll get a 7th mystery story in between Gamma and Sonic. Now, if you look in the right-hand bottom corner, you'll see that there's the word clear and a 0% sign. This means that whenever you come back to the title screen, wherever you are in the game, you see that how big of a percentage you have completed of this particular story or any particular story. So we're going to go ahead and play with Sonic, and he's going to do this really weird dance thing. And all characters do that when you click on them. It's just they all do different little dances. Now, Station Square is interesting for me to see because I grew up watching the kids' TV show, Sonic X, on 4Kids TV. And, so to see Station Square remade into a video game, it's really cool. And it looks a lot different, but it's still really, really cool.
Oh yeah! This is happening! What's up?
The sky. Sorry, I had to do that. Yes, I talk to video game characters. I'm sure most of you out there do too. You just feel a sudden urge. That's gonna be a pretty big water monster to make such a big boom when it lands.
Completely surrounded. Surrender yourself. Lock on target, man. Ready? Fire! Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
So he says that the weapons are useless and that everyone needs to retreat, and then he shoots him again. Okay, so now we actually get to play as Sonic, and we need to beat this water monster. And while he sits there bouncing up and down for some reason. Chaos 0. And we'll find out what the 0 part means a little later in the game. Now what you want to do is you want to try and avoid him for the first part, because if you go on right on attacking him, he will hit you, and you will get hurt and lose the rings you have. Now, this attack is very, very easy to dodge, but you need to hit him as soon as he's done with it. Whoa. Because he will hit you, and I've never experienced that before. So your goal is to get all 10 rings and not lose them. Okay, so he's gonna hop on those big pole things and send down these raging arms of fury. And you have to hit him as soon as he jumps down, or else he will attack you. Can you jump down now, please? Any day now. Whoa. There we go. And we beat him. So we beat him in 45 seconds. We got 10 rings, and our total score, which is the score you always get, is 6,100. 10 rings. Now, rings are a good thing to get for 2 reasons. First of all, it helps in a very special part of the game. And secondly, and I'll be talking about that special part later. And secondly, it raises your score.
Come on, you big drip. Where you going?
Well, I've never heard that insult before. A big drip. And that's a very unrealistic sewer hole.
You know nothing, fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction!
I thought gods were supposed to help people. I guess not this one. And Zeus, or whatever his name is, the god of war. So, it looks here like Sonic is doing some tanning. Now, a lot of people say this game is very easy to beat, and it doesn't have the best storyline, and it's not really that fun. Well, I completely disagree, because even though it is really easy to beat, and it does go really fast, I can beat it in 3 days, it's extremely fun, and the storyline is complex and detailed and interesting in every one of the 6 or 7 stories. And that was a very delayed shrug. The animation in this game is not very good, but that doesn't take away from it being a fun game. So now we get to control Sonic again, and these people were not here before. Anyway, after this first level, which we're about to go into, you can talk to all of these people, but you currently cannot. What you can do is you can stand here for hours jumping and near them, and they'll do that because they're scared you're going to hit them or something. So now we go to stage 1, Emerald Coast. It's an action stage. I don't really think I've ever seen anything else but an action stage. So now our goal is to rescue Tails, and it will tell you the goal of this level at the beginning of every race. Now when you hit these monsters, they will pop out with animals, and the animals follow you, so if you don't want one, it is very irritating because they will follow you persistently. And those animals are for something, that special part of the game I was talking about later. Or earlier, and that I will explain later. You can go on these bungee cords, but they get a little irritating sometimes. And we're going to take the spring. You hold B to spin dash, and you hold A to jump, and then you press A again to home attack. So, like I said, try and get as many rings as possible, but don't worry about missing them, because even though it raises your score, you don't really need to get a good score to beat the level, because if you beat the level, you beat the level. Do you really need, like, a good score? At some point in the game, you do. But at the moment, if you're at the end, you're at the end, and it doesn't matter what grade you get, because in this game, dang it, in this game, you get an A, B, or C, depending on how well you do, and obviously C is the worst grade, but it really doesn't matter, because you end up beating the game anyway, no matter what grade you get on any level. Except for one part of the game, which is the trial mode that I was talking about, where you get... Your object is to go back and do every level over again and get an A, B, and C in all levels. So you might have to do every level multiple times to get all the grades you want to. Now what you just saw with that killer whale was a very difficult part. It depends on your luck when you get to that part, because it really is luck. You have to hold the controller or the control stick a certain way, or you will not. You'll fall off the bridge, and the killer whale will eat you. And you cannot just go on the speed things and completely release the control stick, because you'll stop moving altogether, and the same thing will happen. So try and get that thing up there, and because it helps you go faster, and it helps with this shortcut. If you can't get the shortcut, do not worry about it at all. It's okay. If you can get the shortcut, then that's a great thing for you, but it doesn't really help you in the game, except you go a little bit faster. So yeah, what I was just saying was that it doesn't really matter what grade you get. It really doesn't. When you're at the end of the game, you're at the end of the game no matter what grade you got. And of course, I want to do a good game to show you guys that I'm not some inexperienced little kid playing this game. I've beaten the game multiple times. So I'm very experienced with this game. And so yeah, I want to do well for you guys, but my life doesn't depend on it. I'll play the game so that it's fun for me, because if you spend all your time trying to get a perfect game and you get frustrated, then the game isn't fun anymore. Just play the game so that you have fun. That goes with any game. If you're getting frustrated over a game, just take a break or do something different, because if it's not fun anymore, then that's not the point of the game. Your goal is to have fun with the game. So we got 268 rings, and our final score is 5,820 points. Now, that is not the best score. I've gotten way better. I've gotten 350 rings, and I can beat the game beat the level a lot faster. We did it in 3 minutes and 14 seconds, which also isn't that good, because I've beaten it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds before. But like I said, it's not about beating scores. Have fun. That does not sound like Tails at all.
crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins, the fastest way is by train. Let's go!
So first of all, what you just heard, if you heard that ringing, that's an alarm that I set for myself so that I don't go over my time limit, and you'll be hearing that every episode. That's sort of like my famous trademark. Secondly, we can now play with Tails, and third of all, that special part of the game that I was talking about is up that elevator, and we're not going to go in there right now. Sorry to disappoint. Okay, so I'm about done for this part, and what I'm going to do is we'll just stop right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy this part, and tune in next time for part 2.